Hello.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Tired, but hey, I'm here. Welcome, everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell a friend, and thank you to all. Uh, we're still over 800, right? All 800 of you who have subscribed to our channel, we really appreciate it. Um, on the docket today, we have the Real Housewives of Orange County, season 16, episode 11, wine dinner and Ryned. Whatever. His
Go
name is
ahead.
Ryan,
His
right?
name is Ryan. No, okay. We've been calling him Ryan, but he decided to change the pronunciation to like the real pronunciation of Ryan. I'm like, okay, go off.
Ryan, right? Like,
Well, that's how he was introduced. But then remember in episode whatever, you know, Jen said,
I don't
"Oh,
know how to say it. Like,
it's just Ryan,
like a
Ryan.
orange Ryan.
Yeah, no D, just Ryan. It's his name. It's his name.
That's his government name.
The way he's going by the actual pronunciation, the way he's going by phonetics basically.
Oh, how he spell it?
Ryne.
Um,
Mhm.
Ryan. Okay, I'm going by what I can pronounce. I'm sorry. What did you think about this episode?
I laughed. I'm sorry. It was hilarious to me. Just
It
okay,
was.
Emily. To me, because basically because Emily's being messy. is
Emily
Shannon?
Emily is
Shannon.
is has been messy this whole season. Love
Shannon is Shannon is irked. Um, John has opinions.
it. John
Um,
want an orange.
Ryan's bib. Jen being plastered. Um, all the other there look at them look like they're crazy. That was I hollered. I hollered because I couldn't help but laugh because it was so ridiculous.
I don't know. I was tuned out until the dinner party, to be quite honest.
The dinner party was the highlight. It was
And
all
I,
about Emily's messiness and the dinner party. That's all that really mattered in this episode.
but honestly, I was even zoning out for the dinner party because I'm not that into Dr. Jen. Um, and I can't say her husband's name. Um, and Heather, like, okay, Heather. I love Heather and everything, but I don't see Jen bringing out the best that I want to see in Heather. Like I need somebody like Shannon. I like the two of them together. So I really
Right.
wasn't there for the dinner
You know what?
until they walk in the house and they say he doesn't drink and then Terry starts saying, "So marijuana,
Coke.
cocaine, heroin." I was like, "Wait, what?" And
Something.
that's when I perked up. I was like, what kind of dinner party are we having at the DeBros?
But here's the thing with the friendships. I like Shannon and Heather together. I do like Jen and Heather together, but by themselves. I do like that friendship. I do like that friendship. Now, here's the thing with Jen, and I still like Jen, but here's the problem with Jen. I'm with you on this one. I'm going to need Dr. Jen to admit that she married the body and the D, and that was it. Let's be honest, that's what she did. She tried to make a boy toy into a husband because she was going to be a doctor. And she didn't want to look bad by fooling around, just be fooled online with somebody. So what would she look like? Be a whole doctor with 3 kids and no husband.
Mhm. And she said
So
that they had the kids before they got married, right?
correct.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So I need her to come to terms with that. Like, you know what? Yeah, he was a mistake. And they also need to admit to each other they take each other for granted. Y'all just mad at each other because y'all just want to flop roles, but you can't. And if y'all gonna be mad, divorce.
You know what I realized though? When they were arriving at the DeBros,
Mm-hmm.
Is that dog his emotional support dog to deal with Jen?
I was wondering about that. 'Cause he seems oddly attached to that dog, like it's a service dog.
It helps him. It
And then
really does.
he seems anxious without that dog.
Yes, because you notice how he shut down at the dinner. Heather was saying he just shut down the more she started getting drunk and talking. And then
Mhm.
another thing that I wondered at the dinner, remember when she was telling the story of their engagement? And Heather was like, Ryan, like what is your side of it? Like what's your side? Like, can you tell the story?
Right.
And he was like, well, what she said. I was like, wait, did it not happen that way? Is this something that she created that looks a certain way that's presentable for her and her friends?
Right.
Because she was stressing about the Harvard thing, and the only way she wasn't going to Harvard was if he married her.
Mhm.
But you already had 3 kids. Like, something in that story didn't make sense.
But I love when Heather said, I want to hear from him. And Heather was very focused on that. I need to hear from him. You
Yeah.
know, Heather was a two-step for telling her to shut up.
She did. She said, can you stop? I want to hear him say it. Because Jen kept on, like, and it wasn't even over talking or interrupting. He just didn't say anything. I think the only thing he said was, yeah, like what she said. And that
You
was
could see him
it.
shrinking too. You could like Heather spot on. You could see him shrinking the more she talked.
And it was very telling when he got up from that table and he leaned over to her and said, I'm going to need you to stop drinking. I think he's embarrassed by that. I felt I hadn't felt any one way or another regarding Ryan this whole season. I thought it was just gimmicky that he didn't wear clothes and the dog, but this episode made me rethink that. I think that dog is an emotional support animal for him. I think he is trapped in a marriage that he said he was a professional gambler, a professional poker player, I think it
Mhm.
was. He had never had a job before, and she basically takes care of his needs, and all he has to do is watch the kids and play with his dog. I wonder if they have an arrangement and she's trying to make present it as more than what it is to others. Um, and he's tired of it, but he has no place else to go where he can live like that.
Mhm.
This was a mess. All right. Well, I know we skipped to the end. At the beginning, we see like the housewives doing stuff. Emily is talking about her daughter's baptism in the Mormon church. Heather is teaching Max how to drive. Um, what else? Shannon is talking to her girls about chores around the house. Then we go back to Emily, and Shelby is talking to Emily, Shane, and excuse me, their kids about her daughter's upcoming baptism into the church. And I guess Emily is emotional about this. It's tying back to her own relationship with her dad or lack thereof. Um, the one thing though, if you currently have a relationship with your father, I would think that you would have let go or forgiven what wasn't there when you were growing up in order to have a relationship with him now as an adult. But I guess she hasn't.
I don't think but she doesn't blame him though. She's not assessing blame. What it is like she just felt like she missed out. It's not a blame thing with her. Like some people blame their parents, like you weren't there for me, you weren't this, you weren't that. With her, if you listen to her talk, it's all about the experience that she missed out on.
Mm-hmm. And I like how I know we rag on Shane a lot, or at least I have. Um, she loves him as a father, and I guess obviously she sees stuff that we don't see. And she says she picked the best person to be the father of her children. And then her sister was there who carried her children for her. So,
Hmm.
like, I could see it being an emotional experience. I love that we went over to the in-laws place. They got shmoneys. Um,
Hmm. Right? Can we get what's her name? What's her name? Oh, Pari. Is that his mom's name?
I can't
We need her.
remember.
We need her to hold an orange. We need to get to know her and her shmoney.
We need her to be like a Elsa on this show. We need more her and her house and what they fit into inherit. Is he the only kid?
I don't think so. I think he has siblings. I
Oh
think.
damn. And I Shane does have some like good little snapbacks. Like I think at the end of their segment when she says that he's a good man and he says that he doesn't need a stack of vaginas. I was like, oof, they're not letting go that stack of vaginas.
Mm-mm.
Ay ay ay. Next we see Heather having lunch with Shannon. Heather's friend 20. She was the lady that
Yes,
we saw in
Tawny.
Cabo, right?
Come through, Tawny. You're the new Jessica. Come through.
Yeah, I like her.
You
I
better get
like
the
her.
audition.
And Jen. Um, Tawny got shmoney, right? It
Yeah, Tawny
feels
got
like
Tawny.
she does.
Yeah, she got the money. She was in Cabo. I think she has the. I think it was her house they were looking at, or she
Oh,
has a
she
house in
was staying
Cabo.
in a hotel down the road, a
Was she staying in
luxury
the hotel,
resort. Yeah, she was staying in the
or was
luxury
she
resort
visiting,
down the road.
or was she visiting? She must have been visiting.
Mm-hmm.
She must have been visiting. I thought she had a place as well down there.
Uh-uh. Um, uh, they asked Jen about like how she's doing because you know it's still the situation where Ryan had left and came back the next morning to curse her out, and then they was watching Netflix and chill or some shit. I don't know. It was like a yo-yo thing with them, but she says something that resonated with me in this thing. She's like, I want to have the talk with him, but I want to do it in a professional setting. Because to me, I thought, oh, you admitting that you don't know how to communicate with this man. Y'all need help, someone to mediate,
Desperately.
you know? So I took that. Then she said she was panicked that morning because she got an email that he didn't pay the mortgage. Isn't that automatically done? Like mine is automatically sent from my bank.
And if you don't, yeah, I thought that was weird too. Like you have a thriving business and you're expanding, but your mortgage payments isn't automatically deducted. But see, here's another problem. Her pointing that out instead of her just saying like, "Hey, babe, got a notice from the mortgage company. Don't worry about. I sent off the mortgage." Basically, that's letting him know politely, like, you dropped the ball without you berating him. But when you say like, "Well, you didn't pay the mortgage. What's going on here?" That's it's kind of demeaning because now you're saying like, "This is your job.
Right.
You're at
You
home.
handle
You're at
the
home."
household things.
Right.
But here's the thing. I thought that was stupid. I don't have a thriving business, Jamal. I'm just a regular Joe Schmo. But I go onto my bank account and I set up a monthly payment. So
Right.
I don't
That's
have
what I
to
was thinking
remember
too.
it.
Where's your
it,
personal assistant? I'm looking at her
y-
about that. Where's your personal assistant? Where's your PA to handle all that stuff for you?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
He at home with 3 children. I'm gonna need you to do better.
And the dog. Don't forget the dog.
Right.
That's the fourth one. That's the fourth baby. Um, she said some nonsense about how Ryan got her a necklace from Hawaii and it was
Yeah, I didn't
reminiscent
care.
of something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but Heather, then she does an analogy. Like she goes, I have to talk to him like you know with sports, and you know she's like, well, you know, I
Mhm.
have to pass the ball off to you, and you have to catch it. And she tells the story about the necklaces, and she seemed a little ungrateful. And Heather said, okay, since we're talking about sports, you have to realize that he's caught the ball and he's passed it back to you, so you now have to catch it. Like you have to,
Mhm.
if you saying this about him, you know, what about you? And I'm agreeing with you. Heather is giving her some good advice, but I don't think it's connecting. I don't like she says, uh-huh, a little too quick for me, so I don't think she's absorbing.
Agreed.
All right, so I think this is where Heather decides she's going to have this stupid dinner. and showcase examples of marriages that have lasted. Hers is 25 years. She has some other friends that's been married 40 years, and the other friends that have been married 20 years. So she's hoping that Jen and Ryan, being around these people, can absorb how
Mm-hmm.
to make their marriage work. Good luck. Next, we see Noella going over to her friend Kenny house. Who's Kenny? Is this
I
another
don't know.
audition?
Probably Noelle's replacement if she don't get her act together.
Mm.
Just saying.
It was a quick scene talking about her mediation with James. It was supposed to happen in LA, but she's been tracking his whereabouts, and he's someplace in Europe, charging up a storm with his jet. Do we believe he still has a jet? I don't think so. I don't
Who?
think so.
Oh, James, Sweet James.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
She's talking about how she requested separate rooms because she didn't have to want to see him face to face. Well, if you was tracking him, you knew his ass wasn't showing up, so
But
you could have saved
okay,
costs on that.
I call BS because remember she said that she didn't want to see him. She wanted to go in separate entrances. The pain would it would be too much to see him. I'm like, you sit here lying now, trying to be
Hmm.
all upset that you didn't he wasn't there, but you didn't want to see him no way. What are you talking about? Oh, I wish they would get their remember the stories they tell.
Well, we did see an old friend in this scene. The rich auntie's Birkin.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing in the scene. That poor little Hermes bag. Uh, you think she sells it?
No, it's a Birkin. You hold on. Is it Hermes or Birkin? Birkin, right?
Well, Birkin is the I'd
Right.
have to look at it to see if it's a Birkin or a Kelly, but all of them
Mm-hmm.
fall under Hermes.
Oh, they all fall in Hermes. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's just a different design.
I don't think she would sell that. I wouldn't. That increases in value. Sorry.
If you need Instacart.
Oh, shut up. Not Instacart. Stop. Paul Noellikins.
Oh my God. Next we see another scene that I tuned out of. Heather going to Gina's house, and she brought some jackets or some shit. I don't know. And Gina is trying to clean out her closet because she still got her prom and wedding dress. Um, Gina is a mini hoarder, and
Hmm.
I understood why she kept the wedding dress.
So here's the thing with the wedding dress, and I could be wrong about this. So with the wedding dress, I get why she held on to it, but I think once her divorce was final, I personally would have gotten rid of it because that wedding dress is a symbol of your old life. It's a symbol of something that didn't work out, and in order to move forward, you get rid of the dress to remove that last final block. Because there's no sense keeping something. Because here's the thing, I don't think as a man I would want my wife if we were going to get married to wear the wedding dress that she wore to her first wedding. Because look how that turned out.
No, it's not for her to wear again. Um,
I won't
it
want to pass that juju. I won't want to pass that juju down to my daughters or my granddaughters. No.
no, I wouldn't. Here's what caught on to me because I agree with you on what you're saying. I wouldn't pass it down for wedding dress for like my daughter to wear as a wedding dress because it is from a failed marriage. However,
Repurpose.
it repurpose it into something for baptisms, her
I like that.
kids having children of their own, you know, because she still has something from that marriage that she can't get rid
Hmm.
of, these children, and
Right.
it is a memento from that wedding. um you know, i I wonder if she kept it. I do believe she kept it because she was still holding on to that last piece of the wedding, the
Hmm.
marriage, the union, or what it was of it, like her idealized version of her marriage.
Hmm.
Um, if you are really keeping it for baptism purposes, um, I could see that because in some cultures they do that. Like,
Hmm. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I
Now
could
I have to
see
say
that.
this though. She was looking good in that dress when she got married though.
Yeah,
She was she
she
was
looked
gorgeous.
cute. She
Ooh,
looked cute. They made for a really adorable couple.
they did.
But let that go, Gina.
Right, 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 right. It didn't work
Let
out.
that go. Um, but yeah, it was what it was. I kind of tuned out. But Heather does come. I guess she convinces her to give it away.
Yeah, they're gonna give it away.
Mm. Let's see. Next, we see Emily and Shane going over to his parents' house with the shmoneys. Um, we see Emily's sister. She said we didn't see the baptism, which was I thought was very respectful.
Mhm.
But she said that Shane cried. I wish we had seen that. But then it might ruin my image of him. So no, never mind. I take that back. Um, and yeah, this is where she says that she feels sad that she'll never know what it feels like to have that kind of bond with her dad at a young age. Girl, just be grateful you got a bond, period. Some of us
Right,
don't
just
have
go
that
for it. And
opportunity.
he's cool. So
Mm-hmm. Emily and Gina talk, and Emily says that she told Shannon about her being jealous, and Gina knew that Emily would talk. At least you know your friend. Um, and Gina says basically, fuck Shannon.
right, and she said she took her shot on purpose, and in hopes that Gino, in hopes Emily will run that back.
But does Shannon really care?
No,
So what's the point, Gina?
but
Like
see,
nobody cares about
but see,
you.
Gina, that just proves Shannon's point about Gina.
Hmm. You
That
mean
she that's
because
how
she
they go.
told Emily, knowing that Emily would take it back?
Right,
Gina is Gina trying. She trying to create a storyline. But I hope
but
Shannon doesn't feed into it though.
no, but interesting to me. I think Gina needs to reach out to Miss Lisa Barlow, Bethany Frankel about how to build a business on Bravo because I am seeing no product placement. I am seeing her not using her product in the morning. I mean, I see no branding anywhere. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Because if I was at the, if I, every time I went out, I would be putting on my Cara Gala lip gloss. Every time you saw me in the morning, I would be using my Cara Gala serum. I wish I would be on international TV and not hawking my stuff. Get out of here. She's playing this all wrong. She's too focused on Shannon when she should be focused on branding.
Well, she's too focused on Heather as well. Why
That
doesn't
too.
she take a master class with Heather, who's the biggest brand person on Bravo right now?
Right.
Okay.
She's too noisy. She's too infatuated with Heather.
Well,
That's
enjoy
the
it while
problem.
you can because I hope that she's replaced next season. I see no space for Gina on this show moving forward.
Me
None.
neither. You know what?
Um,
Because Gina's not um aspirational. You know what I mean?
she's like, okay, I'm sorry to say this, and I know she has more money than me, right? But I'm fascinated by the shmoneys, and all she has is money.
But let's be
Like
honest
that's too
though,
close to me.
when Bethany was on the show, right, she didn't have the shmoney either, but she was a hustler. And we enjoyed seeing her hustle and her grind and like
And seeing
building.
her build and
Right,
get to where she is at the shmoneys.
right,
We always knew we was always rooting for Bethany. We was always rooting for Bethany.
exactly.
But Gina don't have Bethany's personality though.
No, but even if you are like you start as a quote unquote regular schmegler person, but like the audience, either we're inspired by people who already have the shmoney,
Mhm.
and we're inspired by the people who are building to the shmoney.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like we want one or the other. Either you got the coinage or you're working towards the coinage and you're hustling to get to the
Mhm.
coins. And Gina's like, okay, like I'm starting to skate deadline, Karagawa. I was like, okay, great. When are we gonna see you use it?
Mm-mm.
What's
Okay.
Yanni saying real quick?
Uh-huh.
Caught my eye. Yanni says I'm not going to lighting. I'm done with Housewives. Besides Salt Lake City, so I can finish the reunion, I removed the rest. We was too much time with this negativity and bad energy that I could be spending doing stuff. Yeah, I did see Jen Shaw's trials moved to July. That's probably for filming. Angie put in the call to the district court like, hey, look, we need you to move her trial back a little bit for us so we can catch. Thank you, appreciate you.
You're right. Let's see. Shannon and her boyfriend is John, right?
Yes,
Why do I have Johnny here? Okay, never mind. Shannon and John go to the Quiet Woman restaurant. Does Bravo get like a cut of the bar from this restaurant? Like,
right.
oh my God, every episode they're in there. Um, they have dinner. They start talking about this, what Emily said about Gina and how Gina feels and blah, blah, blah. And he's defending his girlfriend, whatever. I don't know. I didn't care. Just didn't care. What's wrong, Jamal?
I know, I'm just trying to see who owns the Quiet Woman and if they're part of the Bravo family since they always
Ah,
getting that free promo.
you so messy. Oh my God. Um, is there anything that we need to talk about with Shannon and her fiance? Ooh, not fiance, boyfriend.
No, I mean I just I'm enjoying Shannon this season, and it's odd because I like Shannon overall, but this season is just like she's just chugging along, like she's not reacting.
But
She's
they
not.
want her to react, and she's
They
not
want her.
giving it to
She's
them.
not giving it to them.
She's not. She couldn't be bothered. Um, he's a big difference from her ex-husband, because the ex-husband was never interested in any of this foolishness, and this one, he's a little bit too interested.
Mm, I got you.
We need to find her a man with a happy medium.
Hmm.
Let's see. We're back at Heather's house. She's getting ready for the dinner party. Um, she says this is a simple event. Heather, shut up.
And then she said the menu's going to annoy me all night. The amuse bouche goes first.
But you can have an amuse bouche at any part of your menu, because it can be, if it's an appetizer kind of thing, it can be at the top of the menu. But if it's a palate cleanser, it could be in between a heavier course. Like if you have like a super heavy soup or something like that before your entree, you might serve an amuse bouche to cleanse the palate so that you can taste the savoriness of the main course. So I didn't understand that.
Yeah, because it says when is the amuse bouche served? The amuse bouche will usually be served after guests have just placed their order or while they wait between courses. So I think in her mind, since she already had planned the menu, it naturally would go first. In that line of thinking, it makes sense. But it says it could be and the mousse can be served in between the courses, probably like you said, to cleanse the palate for the next course.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
I've done two different types of amuse bouche. One is like a very small appetizer thing that I would serve at the top of the menu. But then something like a fancified lemon sorbet to
Mm-hmm.
cleanse the palate for the
Right.
next course, that's served later on. So I
You know how Heather is when she has something planned, she wants it to go that way.
will then do better with your printer.
I
And
hate
I don't
people
mean
that.
the printer at home like that.
Right.
I mean your gentleman printer that's downtown.
Mm-hmm. Yanni says I have no. Yanni says I have no need for Shannon, scenes alone or with her boyfriend. I like Shannon with Heather. I enjoy
Mhm,
Shannon with Heather,
mhm.
and I like Shannon with Dr. Moon. We need Dr. Moon to come make a guest
Yes.
appearance. We need
Yeah, I
him.
do like I like Dr. Moon a lot. or any sort of medical professional where
Right.
she can get evidence or made to feel like medically she's falling apart.
I like. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Shannon to me, I like. Again, Shannon has like every housewife has their pockets where they fit best. Except for Gina. I mean, and there's nothing against Gina, but Gina is not. Gina's just not giving me anything.
Oh
Like
my God.
you can't. It's not ass kissing is not aspirational. There, I put it. That's the best way I can put it for you. Ass
Mm.
kissing doesn't make me like wonder about you. We see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. It's okay, but it shouldn't be that obvious.
You know what is making me realize? I was only tolerating her because of Emily.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that though, because I had them lumped together.
because they were best friends, yada yada yada. But we wanted to know more about Emily. No one ever really said we want to know more about Gina. We're calling a thing a thing
Mm.
because Gina was like the loud friend, and Emily was just like the sensible one. But you wanted to know more about Emily because we know she's an attorney. Like I want to know who her clients was, what kind of law she practiced. I want to know all those kind of details, stuff like that. Gina, like, okay,
I don't
but
know. When we first met Emily, the only thing I wanted to know was like about her hair. I really love her hair.
yeah, you did say that.
I
You were
love
enthralled. You were
Emily's
entranced by her hair.
Yeah, and she reminds me of like a Jane Mansfield kind of girl because she's not Noella skinny. She got body. I love it. And then her hair, and she has just like a very pin-up kind of look to her
Hmm.
until this season where she got a little bit too much filler. Um, but I like Emily.
But even her straight hair is stunning on her.
She's just got a beautiful head of hair. Beautiful head of hair. And I know she said like a lot of his extensions, but whoever does it well. Like, why couldn't you take Gina to her, whoever
If
does
her
your hair?
if it's mostly extensions with your hair straight, whoever did your blending is phenomenal.
Well, didn't she say that her hair was extensions when she was? I think she was talking to Noella or something like that.
Something like that. But when her hair is straight,
Hmm.
normally what happens, you can see the extensions, especially when someone's hair is like the way it normally is, like pageant hair a little bit, but then it goes straight. Normally, you could tell the extensions. I couldn't tell if there were extensions. Great job.
Wow.
And
Okay.
Emily, you're not a friend not to take Gina to your hair person. Just you got
Maybe Gina can't afford the hair person because mother-in-law donates towards the hair fund.
that's true. Okay, that's fair.
You
But I
know.
think you know what it is with Gina. We honestly, with the way her personality is, I think we expected a lot more out of Gina. I'll be completely honest with her personality because she has a cool personality, but she hasn't grown each season. I mean, she's growing this season, but we don't care. Where Emily has slowly let us into more of her life, and she's being more of herself. We see that Emily's just messy, and it's hilarious when she's messy. I'm sorry, it's wrong. It's wrong of me to say that, but she's hilarious because yeah, let me just go run this back over here, and then, oh yeah, I'm gonna run back what I said. Cause when Gina said it, and you told her, and Emily's like, yeah, she's even front. She's like, yeah, I told her. Like it is what it is.
Em- Emily has been carrying the water between the parties this whole season. I
But
love it.
it's obvious, but it's funny when she does it because she's just like, yeah, I said it. There's no hiding. No, I didn't say that. No, yeah, I ran it back. Okay, you'll be
That and
fine.
walking around with a 2-liter bottle of ginger ale because you was hungover from the night before. Who does that?
Hey, do what you gotta do.
All right, so we see Heather and Terry getting ready for the dinner party. Terry doesn't know what name to call him. Heather ain't much better. She got to cut the tag out of his jacket. Um, Don't you love it when he said, "I thought that like you leave the tag on as a sign that to show that you've made it or something." She was
Right.
just like, "No."
No.
Yeah. Jen and Ryan are in the car on the way to the mansion, and she says that he's not happy because she asked him to wear clothes, and the dog couldn't come, and he had to put on shoes. You acting as if this man runs around like Tarzan. He does
Right.
not.
No.
He's upset because he has to be with you, and the dog isn't there. I'll give you the part
With
about
the
the dog.
dog. Mhm.
But I don't think he's that put out because he had to wear a shirt and a pair of shoes because you have to do that in can okay. He said he was a professional poker player. Can you go into the poker places and without a shirt and shoes?
No, yeah, he was a poker player before the kids, but no, you have to like be dressed.
Right. So I don't see why that's not the problem. Jen, you're the problem.
She's a little bit nitpicking.
But don't you find has she ever once said anything good about him?
Not without complaining first, and that's part of the problem.
Because we only remember the complaints. Because I don't remember anything nice. Um, they they have to pass through two gates to get to the mansion, and he doesn't understand that. Well, that's money.
Right, right. We
That's the
got we,
money zip code.
we got to verify you twice before you can come in.
That's right. They get into the house. The ladies greet. He's introduced to Terry, and Jen says that they're offered drinks, and Jen says that he doesn't drink alcohol at all. And Terry's like, "What? Never?" So the ladies go off, and then Terry takes Ryan, and he's like, "So you never drank alcohol? No marijuana? No cocaine? No heroin? Like, wait, what?" Terry, is it that unusual for someone in California to have not done drugs? It was like, almost as if like Ryan was from outer space or something.
Right.
So sad. Let's see. The boys go downstairs to talk a little bit, and the girls go someplace else. Terry starts drilling down again, and this is where we see Ryan open up about him being a professional poker player, but that stopped once they had the kids. Um, and so Terry's like, "So you do most of the kid stuff?" And he said, "Yes." So Terry's like, "Hmm, I can never imagine myself being married to a doctor. She's found the perfect spouse." And he says, "Would you tell her that?" Oop, 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 oop,
They
oop.
they just don't appreciate each other. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Wow. So the rest of the dinner guests arrive. Michael and Nancy, Sarah and Paul. Um, let's see. Heather seems to think that Ryan and Jen will learn a lot from these established couples. Um, they get to the table and they sit down. And by this time, Jen is drunk. And she's
Mhm.
telling Ryan to triangulate himself
Mhm.
towards her.
Mhm.
Was it that important? What
Right.
was
But
what was the purpose of that?
she was lit. She was completely lit. She was so drunk. It was hilarious.
And then poor Heather's noticing all of this, and Heather's like, she's drunk and he's shutting down. I felt so bad for him. I felt so bad for him. And then shady producers. Oh my God. She gives that toast about women's underwear. Heather is just like, what the hell? Um, she's loud. They're running that clip with the little words all over the place saying, I know it might look like I'm drunk, but I'm focusing, or some shit she was saying. She was she was obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. And then he can't take it. Well, before he gets up to leave, she starts telling the story about the engagement. I i'm beginning to doubt that story. I feel like it's something that she's created that she could share with friends, because Heather wanted Ryan to talk about it, and Jen kind of wouldn't let him.
Right.
And he was just like, well, what she said.
He was like,
And
basically, I came and I tried and I'm done.
yeah, but when he gets up, he just leans over very discreetly to Jen and says, you need to stop drinking. But the train has already left the station. She is plastered. She is plastered. Oh my god. Um Heather's noticing everything that's going on. Oh, and the cute part where the onion rings come out, the entree comes out, and my boy takes up his napkin and sticks it in his shirt.
That was hilarious. And the way they all looked at him, like, what?
Well, Heather's eyes got big, and then of course they go to her confessional where she takes out her Fendi scarf and she tucks it in. She goes, "Eyes ready."
Oh my, that was hilarious. I was just like, I can't.
Oh, poor Ryan. I think by that point he was checked out,
Oh, he's
and
gone.
he didn't care. He didn't
Mm-mm.
care anymore. He's used to taking care of kids. I'm sure he's done that with the children since they were born. Everybody puts their bibs on,
Right.
He's just carried it along with him. And he doesn't care about any of these people. He's not there to make an impression. Ergo the sports socks with the dress shoes.
Mhm.
But yeah, he walks away. He has to walk away from that dinner.
And Yanni has a point, not just big. She kept pointing out to Jen with her eyes. She really did, though.
Yeah. Um this dinner did not help them,
Mm-mm.
because I don't think Jen hears anything. Like,
No.
she can hear, but she's not listening or something like that. Like,
Right.
it's not clicking for her. Um they leave. The rest of the couple stay. Heather explains to the couples they're a couple in crisis, da da da. And Terry says they're a mess. I was like, oh my god, yes, Terry, come through with the fucking obvious. In the car, we see Ryan and Jen. Jen wants to use him as a cushion to lay down, and he's basically talking to the driver about how he works out.
That was funny.
This this episode, like, it was only the dinner party that held any interest for me, and just barely. I never thought that I would be on Ryan's side ever, but I could see why he left.
Of course. She was obnoxious. Period. Point blank. No way to defend it at that point.
But let me ask a question. She has that leg issue with the cancer, right? Well, she
Mm.
doesn't currently have cancer. When she was younger, and she has the leg issue. Does she say that she's on medication for the pain?
I think she is, and she has to like do. That's why she has to work out every day to
Right.
keep it from hardening or something.
Do you think she should not be drinking with that medication?
I would agree with that.
Because it's just a little concerning for me, because she is a doctor. That's all. I don't like to see doctors getting shit face wasted. But that's just me. I see. I told you so. Bravo have a video. Both ladies talking about the dinner. Oh, you mean the after show? I have to watch that. I didn't want to watch the after show until after we did this review because it usually ruins things for me. Um, yeah, she had wine, she had champs, she was mixing alcohol well, wine and champagne are both wine. But yeah, she had a lot. She had a lot. Um, I don't know if you're on YouTube. I haven't watched it. Yeah, the after show for this episode is up on YouTube. I saw it before I came to do the show. Mm. But yeah, that was the show, y'all. That was the episode. Um, what was this? Real Housewives of Orange County, season 16, episode 11, Wine Dinner and Ryned. Um, one would have thought that they were off the air for 2 weeks that they would have came back with a better show.
Yeah. Do better. Do better.
Mhm. Oh well, y'all. That was the episode. Tomorrow we're gonna see Real Housewives of Miami reunion part 1. That should be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. I have to watch that this afternoon. Plus, I have to watch Maths. Ugh, so annoying. Um, hold on. Oops. I lost count. I saw at least 5 glasses of shit. It had to be more than that.
Yeah,
It
she
had to
was
be
like,
more. And then the wine that she had at dinner, because she switched to wine, red wine at dinner. Did you all see Candace might be leaving Potomac? Is that true?
I mean, I saw the rumors, but nothing official.
Oh. Well, she's got acting gigs now. Does she really need Potomac? She's got the record. She's got acting. That
Hmm.
was her jump off.
And
She
she's gonna
could
get
do
her
a Cardi
master's
B.
soon. And she's getting her master's soon too.
Mm-hmm. Does she really need the show? You know, she tweeted something. Oh, is she in another Twitter battle with somebody?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm. All right. Wait, is Ebony here? I'm not
No, I haven't seen everything. Mm-mm.
sure. Okay. Well then, maybe if she tunes in tomorrow, we can drop the link. Because I know she had something to say regarding what was it? 90 Day. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
90 Day. Um, Watch Adam's video. It's a new tweet. Oh, good lord. Cynthia in a TV show. Yes, Cynthia from Atlanta is in a movie which is going to be it was heavily promoted on Lifetime the last time I was watching that channel. Um Oh, thanks JG. Yes, please hit the like button. We really appreciate it. Um it's like, remember Paris Hilton had that documentary about when they sent her away to that
Right.
boarding school? So it's kind of like that kind of situation.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Cynthia is playing the parent of a child that was sent away to the boarding school who's being abused at the boarding school.
Mm.
So yeah, so it's like one of those things. So good for Cynthia that she's getting the acting
Right.
going, you know?
Might as well.
Tony Braxton is the producer? Get out. Oh. Okay. Cool. Don't mess it up, Tony. We don't want a record fourth what, bankruptcy?
Right.
Sorry. Sorry. All right, Jamal. Any final thoughts on today's show?
Nope. We are all set.
All right. So until tomorrow, until
Of
next
course.
time. All right.
All right.
Bye.